Is your mom always fair to you? Never unfair to you? Do you ever feel like she's being a bit unfair? Of course you do, right? And you know what? You're not always even wrong. Of course your mom cannot be 100% fair to you all the time. It is just absolutely impossible. Neither should you expect her to be completely 100% fair to you all the time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't tell us to only honor her if she's totally fair to you all the time. No, of course not. It's not possible. Only Allah can be completely fair all the time. He is the just one. Rest of us human beings, sometimes yes, we can be a bit unfair. Not intentionally, but unintentionally, without knowing, sometimes you will end up being unfair to some people. We must try ourselves to never be unfair. We must try our best to never be unfair to anybody. But yeah, it's going to happen unintentionally. It might happen that we end up being unfair to some people. And so will your mom. She is just a human being. She is just a human being like all the other human beings. And she can also make mistakes. So she can also be sometimes unfair to you. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't tell us to only honor her if she's totally fair to you all the time. No, of course not. We must honor her regardless of whether she's absolutely fair or not. We must still honor her. But if there's something that is really hard for you, then you can of course talk to her about it. But of course, very gently. Not refusing, not complaining, but gently ask her to help you understand. There could be, in fact, many reasons why what she is doing might seem unfair to you, but actually it isn't. For example, let's say there were two brothers, Ahmed and Muhammad. Muhammad had an exam tomorrow and Ahmed was free, so mom gave all the chores to Ahmed. Now, Ahmed feels like this is just so unfair. Why do I have to do all these chores while Muhammad does nothing? He cries and he whines and all. It's so unfair. Next month now, Ahmed has to go on a camp while Muhammad stays home and he has to do all the chores. Now he is whining that he has to do all the chores while Ahmed is having all the fun at the camp. Imagine mom's head. Don't you think she will get super sick of their constant complaining? Now, this is just one example. There could be many reasons why your mom decides one does that particular chore and the other doesn't. Sometimes, in fact, it could be that she trusts only you to do a good job at that particular task. Just like in a team. When someone is good at catching, someone is good at batting, someone is a good goalkeeper, everybody has their job. Your mom knows who is good at what, and that's the chore she gives you. Now imagine if in a team, the batsman started complaining, I'm not doing it, I don't want to do it, I always bat, and started refusing. And so the captain says, okay, and he gives somebody else, who's not at all good at batting, but good at bowling. He gives them the job to bat. What do you think is going to happen? Is the team going to win? Nope, never. Similarly, there are certain things that your mom knows that you can do it very well, and she can rely on you to do them. Well, not your sibling. You should be proud of that your mom can rely on you for that. Similarly, if she doesn't get you something but gets your sibling, there could be many reasons behind that too. Maybe she wants to get something else for you, or maybe she feels it wasn't good for you, but it's okay for your sibling. Or maybe she got something in past for you, which she didn't get for your sibling, so she's just trying to be fair to your sibling right now. There could be many reasons. But she can't stand up and give you a presentation every time. This is why I did this, and this is what I'm going to do next, and this is what I did. You just need to trust her decisions and do what she's asking you to do instead of crying out, it's not fair, every single time. When I was little, my mom used to tell me this story about a little birdie. This bird, when it was in the shell, it thought that this is the entire world, this whole big eggshell that it lives in. Then, a while later, it came out of the eggshell into the nest. Now it's living in the nest, because it can't really go anywhere, can't fly, walk anywhere out. So it just stays in the nest, and it's like, wow, this is so big. This is the entire world. So many things there. Then a little while later, it can now hop out of the nest and can maybe go to the branches and so on. And then it thought, wow, there's so much more. This is the whole world. Then finally, it can now fly. And then when it started flying all around, so wow, the world is so much bigger. Now it can see finally the big wide world. Similarly, you are like that little bird right now. Your world is much smaller, but for your mom, she has so many things on her mind. When she gives you a chore, she's not just thinking about right now and write this chore, that's it. She's also thinking about your siblings. She's thinking about tomorrow, next week, yesterday, day before, next month. She's thinking of all kinds of things. So she knows if she's given you this chore, she knows tomorrow I have to cook this big massive chore to your sibling or day after. So she is just trying to balance between you. Give you a presentation. This is what I have on my mind. You will do this, and then next week it'll then this and this. It will just go crazy. Nothing will ever get done. In the home, we got to work like a team. When we are in a team, we don't complain. Why me? We just do it. If one member of the team is falling behind, we pick up the slack. And we work even harder to get the job done, rather than stop and complain about it. Imagine if there was a volleyball match going on and the ball was coming your way, and instead of catching it, you started complaining, no, why me? Why does the ball always come my way? Why do I always have to catch it? It's not fair. I'm not doing it. Sounds silly, doesn't it? Similarly, for example, in a football match, if the ball's coming your way, you don't stand there like, no, I'm so tired, I kicked last time. I'm not doing it, it's not fair. You don't standing there and whining. You just kick it as hard as you can and do the best you can. The team works together. We don't complain if the ball comes your way, you just catch it and do the best you can. That's what you gotta do at home as well. If the task comes your way, you gotta give it your best rather than complain about it. Get it done. It's your home, it is your team. If the job needs to get done, then you do it for your team. People who keep growing up with a complaining attitude, they will complain even when they go to work on a job and be the worst employee. Because that's what happens at work too. Imagine if at work your colleague or another member of your team is on a holiday and your boss gives you a task and you're like, what? Why me? Why is it always me? Why is it always me? This is not fair. What do you think is going to happen? Fired. You are fired. It seems really silly now, doesn't it, when you think about it? So next time when your mom gives you a task, then instead of thinking about what your sibling is doing or how unfair it is on you, just get up and do it very well. Another one for the team. And if it's still hard for you, then make dua to Allah sincerely and ask Him to help you overcome these negative feelings. And have you thought about how unfair you can be to your mom? Does she complain all the time?